Hello, everyone. I hope all is well. Today, we're going over some awesome news we just received in the February monthly report. This includes updates to things like crafting, base building, a brand new inventory UI, and new radar scanning updates. Before we hop in, if you'd like to support the channel, a like and a subscription would mean the world to me. If you'd like to go the extra mile, I have memberships open and I have a Discord channel if you would like to join the community. Besides that, though, let's go right into the news. Now, I'm not going to go over every aspect of this monthly report. There's going to be things like AI in here that I'm just not going to talk about. There's a ton of technical terms in there that honestly I don't even understand by myself. But there are the things that are worth noting in there, and I'll make sure that I call those out. First things first, we have updates from the art team. This one's pretty exciting. They progressed with two stealth armors, continued through Starware art debt, and explored ideas for in game rewards and new armors. I absolutely love that they're looking into in-game rewards. I'm always down for anything that's like a reward that isn't money. And given how awesome the stealth armor that they showed at CitizenCon was, the one that's on screen right now, I cannot wait to see what they have store for us. Now, for the core gameplay team, they had an absolutely ton of information that I'm going to try my best to summarize for you. It looks like, to start it off, the team started the implementation of some minor misfires for rapid fire weapons. They also added a setting that'll control how long it takes before you can use that weapon again. This continues when the team added cooldowns for minor and major misfires to control how long it takes for another misfire of the same severity to occur again. They also created a plan for the misfire system for ship components as well. This is mainly used for engineering, though. The team also added new overkey animations for some Volt weapons, which is a nice add on. Generally, for this portion of the core gameplay section, it's really nice to hear. We haven't heard we've heard very little about the misfire system that they showed off at in 2023. So it's really nice to see that it's coming along in some way, shape, or form. And hopefully, given this information, it'll come into our hands in the nearish future. Now, for some more exciting news, engineering gameplay. The team added panels to the engineering screen to show crucial information for items that were selected. This sounds like it could be used for things like if your power plant is going critical and you need to know its current state or how long you have until it explodes. Regardless, though, it really looks like CIG is refining the engineering experience before it gets into our hands. They also proceeded to fix some issues, which is always appreciated. Then they made progress on base building. This includes bug fixing as well as working on validation for buildings placed on land claims. Sounds like it might be getting buildings ready for lawful areas where placing your buildings will be a bit more limited compared to places like Pyro. Either way, this is awesome getting types of this type of news. It shows that they are very clearly working through this and making some nice progress. The next thing is really awesome, and that is crafting. Crafting as a feature is now playable using the developer UI. This includes using blueprints, variable material quality, crafting timers, and resource dependent stats. They also added a queue for when you want to craft multiple things at once. By itself, this section was the highlight of the monthly report. Anything about crafting is a really positive thing to know that they are using the feature and it's like with proper functionality in their developer builds is really great to hear. Now, of course, it's going to take time for them to implement the actual UI they want to use for crafting into the actual game. So it will take time, and I'm not saying we're going to get this anytime soon, but I think it's really great to hear that this is functioning for them, and they can probably do some early balancing. Now, in some other news, they worked on the transit system with numerous fixes being addressed, including carriages getting stuck, as well as implementing more self repair aspects. They also mentioned the ongoing refactor towards the transport system. The team is working as well on poor performance in Pyro, which is great news, but not surprising. Apparently, entities have been ending up in the center of the system, which I'm absolutely sure does not help with performance at all. Now, flight model news. The flight model is seemingly receiving tons of work right now. This includes adding jerk to the in flight control system, more G force effects, adjusting velocity limits per axis, updating the proximity assist to detect objects and not just vehicles. And finally, they added a toggle to turn off many of the IFCS systems and fly fully decoupled. This news doesn't seem too informative for things like atmospheric flight, but it is great to hear they are working on it. Now, when it comes to radar and scanning, they made some decent progress on this. This includes enabling delta signature markers when detected. They also progressed on a handheld radar jammer, which is cool. I believe we saw this back in June of 2024 in an ISC, so it's great to see that it's receiving implementation in some sort of way. They also implemented what they call hooks into the room system. They describe this as enabling the design team to define background signatures, which can make radar detection stronger or weaker. The example they gave was that heavy PvP areas have lots of background noise, reducing the effectiveness of radars. Overall, when it comes to the scanning stuff, they said a decent amount of information. I'm trying to sum it up as much as I can here, but if you'd like to read it, I highly recommend going through that monthly report if it makes a little bit more sense to you. I know that Delta signatures are a big thing that we need to get in the game, but it's really nice to see that they're enabling them and they're kind of getting those worked through. Now, one of the bigger surprises of the monthly report is the mention of Maelstrom in here, which is an absolute surprise. They added movement constraints, which allows devs to limit how far broken off pieces can move. Um, this doesn't make much sense to me. I think it's great to see that they're adding Maelstrom into this monthly report at all. It kind of sounds like whenever a piece breaks off a ship, probably when within like a no gravity environment, it's just limiting how far a piece can travel, so it doesn't just become an infinite object that's traveling in space forever. Even if that would be realistic, game and balance wise, I think that's what they're trying to do here is making sure that the pieces of your ship don't go flying forever and ever. Now, this next set of news is super exciting, and honestly, I don't think it's something we heard about much. That being the inventory UI rework. The team progressed with new concept art that addressed many of the issues with the current UI, as well as how players equip items onto their characters. This is incredible in my opinion. I have no idea what this could look like, but I'm super excited to see what they have in store for us. It looks like since it is in the concept phase, we probably won't see it anytime soon, but again, incredible that we're hearing any information about this now. And the last remarkable part of the core gameplay section was that they added a new mechanic to communicate mission progress through a comms call system. This is amazing news for storytelling. This is what my main complaint with narrative stuff that we've had in the game currently. There's just no voices. There's nothing going on. No updates. With this system, they'll be able to have it where, hey, if you're doing something, some voice, whoever contracted you or whatnot, is able to tell you, kind of guide you through it, or just tell you like progress updates on what's going on. And I think that's really, really awesome. The mission design team, on the other hand, focused mainly on continuing with the mission refactor. This comes with improving mission quality and trying to get voice missions and creating higher production events. This generally just sounds like they're trying to improve missions, so I'm not going to dig too deep into that. It sounds like they're making some good work on it, though. Now, for tech design, they prepare to set up items for scanning, that being which items should be scannable and what it should reveal to the player. This seems like a massive step for FPS scanning. We know that they put FPS scanning on the progress tracker, so I think it is about time that we got some decent news on it. There isn't much here, of course, but it is, of course, great to know that they're working on it right now. I suspect we're going to get this towards the end of the year, maybe mid year, right around whenever we might get engineering as well. But that is for a whole nother video, and don't worry, that'll be coming soon. Now, finally, the UI team took a look at the upcoming social universe features shown at CitizenCon, focusing on the user experience and making sure it is easy to use. This, again, is also wonderful news. We haven't heard much about the social universe features they showed off, and I'm super excited to get these in game. It doesn't sound like it'll be coming into the game super soon. They said upcoming social universe features. That makes it kind of seem like it is, but I don't think it is, at least too soon. The last thing is they also began implementing UI for upcoming ships. I bet this includes the Perseus. They also concepted the UI for two manufacturers. They also worked on allowing players to navigate menus with joysticks or keyboards without a mouse. Now, that about wraps it up for this monthly report, though. There's a ton of different small things that if I didn't talk about, it's mainly just to keep the video a little bit shorter and make sure I get the core information to you guys. I would love to hear your thoughts on some of these updates. I mean, crafting, I think, is a really big one. Having that complete in the dev build is, or at least with the developer UI, is really awesome news. Base building getting updates is great as well. Engineering still being worked on despite the fact that it was supposed to release 3 months ago. So, hey, I'm not complaining as long as it's a refined system. I'm not mad at all. Again, I would love to hear what you think about this monthly report in the comments down below. Is it something that you didn't get to see in here that's a little bit more disappointing? Are you really excited about what they talked about here? And if you haven't heard about it yet, 4.1 should, it was in Evocati the last night, but 4.1 should be in PTU probably by today or tomorrow. They said they wanted to do it last night as well. Unfortunately, that did not get the green light, but 4.1 should be entering the PTU super soon. And as soon as we get that, I'm going to be getting you as much footage as I can of some of these newer things, try and get some of those Volt weapons, get some gameplay of those. Regardless, though, I'm super excited for this new 4.1 update. It seems from the leaks, which I might have another video for, the leaks look really good. It sounds like a lot of awesome stuff coming into the game. So, by itself, super excited for that. Again, thank you so much for being here. If there's anything you want to add, feel free to put in the comments down below. Besides that, thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.